they do the stuff that us black people did back in the days. We're not going in the fields anymore. We used to be slaves back then. We're not picking crops. We're definitely not picking cotton. So the Hispanics come over here from Latin America, and they're like, they just want a job because
No, they let their racism and misogyny be their priority. It didn't get in the way of what their own best interests are.
there is something I could say. I could give you some details on what she was talking about, just in case you don't know. But basically, and he kicked out all of the immigrants, as you probably know. I don't know if you pay attention to America, but even the ones he didn't kick out, they're scared that they'll get caught and kicked out, so they're not coming to work. Now, since they're not coming to work, farmers don't have cheap labor to pick their crops because basically they were paying them minimum wage or less than minimum wage in order for them to do all the farmer work. So now the whole state of Nebraska is about to go bankrupt because they're not getting any tax money because they're not selling any well, first of all, the farmers are about to go bankrupt because they can't get their crops out, and then the whole state of Nebraska is about to go bankrupt because if they're not selling, they're not getting sales tax from selling crops, they're not going to be making money like that. So apparently the whole state is just a big farm, I guess. I didn't know that, but yeah, that's what the situation is. So it's kind of backfiring that they want to get the immigrants out, but the immigrants are, I want to say, like a foundational part of America. Like, they do the stuff that us black people did back in the days. We're not going in the fields anymore. We used to be slaves back then. We're not picking crops. We're definitely not picking cotton. So the Hispanics come over here from Latin America, and they're like, they just want a job because any money they get in America they can send back home, and it's a lot of money. Like, one guy that I work with said that he went to visit the city he was from, and they were living in mud huts in Mexico, like mud huts. So I'm like, that's rough. They're really poor over there. He said that the Mexicans that live in America and got good jobs buy up all the good land and all the houses in Mexico, and it just leave the ones who grew up, what I want to say, in the provinces, I guess, in Mexico, and they're living in mud huts. It's crazy. I knew they did that in Africa. I didn't know they did that in Mexico.
Raise your hand. What is it like living paycheck to paycheck? Who wants to? All right, let me get some hands back there. Be loud. We got a hand there. Okay, ma'am. Stressful. Stay on that issue, sir. Not sure if you're going to be able to keep the heat on.
Question: are there a lot of rich people in the Philippines? Do you like? Do you like know where the rich people are? Let me ask you that. Like, okay, so there's a lot of
Yeah,
rich
there are a
people.
lot of people
Cause I'm,
here who
but
are rich and low-key rich.
like filthy rich.
Yeah, and they're low-key. They're not trying to show off their wealth. Like the old money rich here, they're like you can see them everywhere, and you didn't know that they're rich.
Hmm. Okay. Are they typically coming from other countries or are they Filipino?
They're Filipinos, but let's say half of them are like half Filipino, half Chinese, or they have Chinese blood.
Okay, but you would definitely say most people live paycheck to paycheck in the Philippines.
Oh, there's a lot in here who are currently living paycheck to paycheck, especially those who are in the province area part. Uh, they're like getting the minimum wage, which is lower than the standard minimum wage in Luzon.
Hmm.
There's a lot of them here.
So, but are there some people who like? Because I thought, like, don't y'all have like a lot of farmers? Like, I know some people have like pigs and chickens in their backyard and stuff. Like, they don't go to work; they just live off of the land for the most part. Is that how that works?
Oh, if if you're living here in Visayas and Mindanao, especially in the Visayas part, we have a lot of farms in here. But if you are living in Luzon or in Manila part, the city part, then there's no farms in there, I believe.
Okay,
So here in Negros, where I'm staying, there, most of our lands here are all sugarcane lands. So most of the landowners or the farmers here are like they are still trying to employ those, people living here in Negros to work for them, and the pay is not really good for the
Mm.
farmers here. Yeah, it's so sad actually to see like there are a lot of families, especially in the mountainous part, who are currently working in the farm. They are like living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes what they did is like to advance their salary in order for them to, go on or move for another
They
day.
steal some food.
No, they don't steal food. It's just that they borrowed money
Okay.
from their bosses and all. Because the funny thing here is that I actually noticed that most of the people who are currently living paycheck to paycheck, they have a lot of kids. And that's the reason why they're still
It's
living
strange that
paycheck
it's like that. Like the poor, even here, the poorer people have the most kids, and
yeah.
they even say in like places like Africa, like the population is like expecting to skyrocket in Africa, while in Europe it's decreasing. But and Africa is one of the poorest, if not the poorest continent. But I don't know. But you know what I think? What I heard is the Africans, they have more kids, so they'll have more people to help out with the labor and help make money. Help on the farms and all that stuff. So that's their ideology behind it.
What's your name?
My name is Uche.
Uche, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Sound like a man.
And Uche, what do you do?
I'm doing my master's in health information technology. I'm also a program coordinator for a health IT company.
Okay. And Uche, what do you like to do for fun?
Kind of like a little bit of everything. Honestly, I feel like with fun, it depends on like what you're doing and who you're doing it with. So I can really make anything fun. But
Okay.
just to like give an answer, I like traveling, and trying out new restaurants. Yeah,
yes.
I'm a foodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some things you look for in a man?
I like an intellectual man, the way a man thinks, the way he talks,
Yeah.
like, because I like having like intellectual conversations. I also like a very patient man, a man that also takes initiative. Like, I don't need to tell you how to treat a woman, or
Right.
you just know how to treat a woman.
Okay.
Yes.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
My deal breaker would be, I would say like a man that's not clean, like maybe like your fingernails, your hair, the way you present yourself.
Yeah.
And also a man that snores. Like I know sometimes it can be like,
help it.
I know sometimes it could be like medical, but like if it's just too extreme, yeah, I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. So we did get pop balloons. Let's
Okay.
go on over there and see why they ended up popping.
Okay.
All right. Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Chris, 28, and I ain't gonna lie, your voice deeper than mine. So I can't even do it.
I was expecting that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all can
get
handle
that?
it. It's
You
okay.
get that about
oh,
your
I
voice?
get that a lot. Some like it and some don't. It's part of me, so if y'all can't handle it, then you can't handle me.
Could you date a guy with a soft, feminine voice?
No.
No. Yeah, because she's not even bad looking, but that voice, like you never know, man. Nowadays, there might be a wingy under there. So I definitely understand, but yeah, I don't think I could. Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Mm-mm.
I understand. That's the fastest popping balloon I've seen so far.
Hey, so I have an apprentice who works under me. She's from Laos, and she's a gay Asian female, but she's like a female that dresses and acts like a dude. We call him butch. Like, I hope that wasn't a bad word, but this is the first time I've ever seen that. Is that common? Like I see the men who change over to the women, but I don't see women changing over to men. Is that common in the Philippines?
Not really common, but I've seen some. Like, I don't know if you heard Charisse Pumpenko. Like, she's very famous, internationally before when she was like way back 20, I think 2008, 9, and 10, 11. back in the US. She collaborated with Ayaz. She now changed her whole identity to Jake Zyrus, and she done, hormonal something and then undergone surgery to make herself look like a man. So he is like a trans man now.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I was also wondering, like about Thailand. Like, okay, you see lady boys, but you never see boy ladies. But I guess I just didn't see them.